Hi guys! In today's video I just want to show you some tips for making some fun glitter designs with dip powder. I am going to be using gel liquids to do these designs, but I'm also just going to be using the dip powder with the gel liquids. You can do all of these designs with dip liquids, but I just find it easier with gel to be able to manipulate the glitter pieces more easily and to have unlimited time to make these designs. And just as a reference, the colors that I'm going to be using today are Olive from Pampered Pretties. It's this olive green color with a bunch of different sized glitter pieces in. And then the other one is from Sun and Moon Dips, and it's called Galactic Princess. And it's got some different colored glitter pieces, but more small sizes with those, no bigger, chunkier pieces. So we'll get right into the first design and just let me know if you have any questions at all. Alright, so the first glitter design I'm going to show you is the crescent moon or a swipe around the corner. What you're going to do for that is you're going to take your gel base and just paint it on in sort of the design you want. And once you have that on there, you can either sprinkle the powder over or pour it over. Sometimes I like to sprinkle it over just because then I have a little more control. Either way, it's fine. So what's gonna do is start out the rough pouring over here. I'll pat down some of my glitter pieces, tap off the excess. And then what I like to do, again, it just sort of depends on what design you're going for, but I'll take a little brush and I'll move this around so that it will make the design that I want. Make that edge more defined. And then once I have that again in the sort of general design I want, depending on how big the pieces of glitter are or whatnot, if I feel like I need more pieces of glitter, I can take a dotting tool and put a little bit of my gel base on there. And then what I usually do is I'll pick up some of the bigger glitter pieces and then I'll just place them where I want. This glitter has some very fine pieces, then some smaller sized glitter pieces and some bigger pieces. So if I was doing it with this color, which I have in these two nails, I just want a variety of the different glitter pieces on there. So I'll just sort of pick up some different sizes here and place them on. Just keep moving the pieces around, getting it exactly how I want. You could certainly do this with dip liquids as well. Just like I said, you just have to work faster and you just don't have as much time and you can't change it as easily. But if you wanted to do it with the dip liquids, you could just again paint it on in the sort of pattern that you want and then pour it over, and then you can still use the dotting tool with the dip liquids also. But like I said, once you sort of put it on, it's harder to manipulate it. Like right here, if I want to move this piece down a little more, move this one down a bit, I can just scoot that around, but with the dip liquids it will be more difficult to move those around. But if I'm trying to do this design, the way I decide to put these pieces on is just you're trying to make it be random, but perfectly imperfect, if you will. You want there to be a mix of all the different sizes, but just sort of look like they're randomly on there and not specifically being placed in any sort of order or anything. And once I have the glitter pieces on there the way I like them, usually I'll just take my brush again and make that line more perfect. And if I do have some extra little pieces of glitter that end up on the other side of the nail, I usually take a little Q-tip or this kind of cotton brush, and I'll try to wipe off those other glitter pieces. So once, like I said, once I have that the way I want it, I can just put it under my light and cure that. Okay, now that I've cured that in my light, all of the glitter pieces will be stuck where they are. And so what I usually do after that is I will take my gel base and just paint it over the whole nail. This sort of encapsulates all the glitter pieces and helps to even everything out. You could do a couple coats of gel base if you feel like you wanted to make it even more smooth. Or you can also cover it with a clear dip powder, again if you wanted to really smooth everything out. But I usually just do the gel base one time and then I'll do the top coat after. Okay, so now that I have the top coat on this one, you can see how there's different variety of glitter pieces in this. There's a nice straight line on the edge of the design. And so that's basically how I do any of my glitter designs. I have different styles of ones I've done, but this is basically the same method. And I would typically do this over any color or any other gel polish, dip polish, anything, dip powder I mean, so you can do it over whatever you want as the underlayer. Yeah, I'll show you some other designs next. Okay, so the next design I'm going to do is similar to the first one, but more of a smaller line around the edge. And I'm going to use the other color for this one because it has some smaller pieces in it. I wouldn't probably do this design that I'm going to do next with a color more like this with the bigger, chunkier pieces in, just because there won't be enough space. But so I'll show you the other color here though, since it has smaller glitter pieces in it. So with this one, I'm going to just go more right around the edge versus that big loop around. But again, I'm going to do the same technique though, so I'm just going to go more closer to the edge. And then I think with this one, I'll just pour some of it over first. And I'll tap off the excess. And so same thing, what I'm going to do is just take my brush, bring it around for where I want it. And with this one, since it has a smaller piece of glitter in it, I don't know that I really have to add too much more. I might add maybe just a couple more pieces. It just depends how you want it to be, or what, you know, if you want there to be different colors in it, or what you're going for. And obviously the nice thing with the gel is you can just sort of keep sliding it around. So say if I wanted this edge to come up a little higher, I could just move that. I can move this down a little bit. Change where that finished off. I'll probably add just a couple pieces down by the bottom, because I feel like there's just a little space where there's lacking. So I'll take a couple of these more medium-sized pieces and add some here. Like I said, the nice thing about working with the gel is you can just sort of play around with it and get the design exactly how you want it before you cure it. So like I said with this, once I get it exactly how I want it, I'll do the same thing that I did with the first one. I'll just cure this, and then I'm going to put a coat of gel base and then gel top coat. Alright, so for this one you can see after I put the top coat on, just got a nice crisp line, just swoop right around the edge. Lots of different glitter pieces in there. And yeah, that's how I did that one. So I'll show you a few more. Alright, so for this next one, I'm going to do more of a swirl pattern. What you do for that is just start at the bottom and then kind of loop around, go around to the top other corner. And I'll just take some of this water and pour it over. Okay, so I have something started here, but again, what I want to do is just move all this around so I can get more of the look I'm going for. Sometimes if I'm doing a swirl pattern, I kind of want to have it be thicker in some areas, thinner in other areas. And if I take too much off, I can always add a little more gel. Just making sure to brush off your brush in between so that we don't put the glitter back into the jar, bottle. So again, I'm just going to kind of find the edge here, swoop around. And like I said in my other previous ones I was doing, I think I said in the first one, but what I would usually do is whatever I had underneath this, I would just want to make sure that I put some kind of top coat over so that way I wasn't messing with the color underneath. So say if I was going to do just like a dip powder solid color underneath, I would just do that first and then put whatever top coat on I wanted and then do this after, just because that way if I'm moving stuff around or if I don't like it, I can always just swipe it off and redo it, and then I won't be messing up whatever I have underneath. And again, once I get this to where I want it, I'll just put my layer of, I'll cure this first, and then I'll put a layer of gel base and then a layer of gel top coat on to seal it all up. Alright, so now that I've top coated this one, you can see how it's got that nice swirl pattern. It's a little thicker in some areas, a little thinner. It's got a bunch of different size glitter pieces in. So yeah, that's that one, and I'll show you a couple more. Alright, so for my next design, I'm just going to do an ombre. So this one I'm going to do a vertical ombre, which again, similar principle. Just gonna paint it on. Usually if I do a vertical ombre, I'll do maybe like 3/4 of the nail with the gel base. But it just depends on how far over you want the ombre to go. And with this, I might just pour it on a little thicker towards the edge and then sort of jump it on. And since I want to do more of an ombre, I'm going to make it be more thick towards the side here, and then it'll just be mostly some of these smaller pieces coming out. With the ombre look, you don't, with the other ones I wanted it to be more of a very straight, clean line, but with this you want it to not be. But like how I said from the first design, is you just want it to be sort of perfectly imperfect. You don't want it to look staged to be a certain way, but you want the pieces just like they sort of fell where they are. So now what I might do, again similar to how I did in the first design, is I'm going to take my dotting tool and add just a couple more glitter pieces. So I just put some gel base on the dotting tool. And I'm just adding more bigger glitter pieces. Alright, then same thing here. Once I feel like it's where I want it, I will cure this, and then I'll add a coat of gel base to seal it up, and then I'll do the gel top coat. Alright, so I did the top coat on this one. You can see here it's a little thicker on the left side, a little bit thinner as you get towards the middle of the nail. And then it's not really a defined line. You know, it's kind of more random since we're going for the ombre look. So yeah, there's that one, and I've got one more for you guys. Okay, so for this last one, I'm gonna sort of do another ombre-ish look. But what I want to do with this one is take it from the corner. So I'm gonna start in the corner and then sort of splay it out from there. So again, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to kind of just pour a little bit on the corner. Tap a little more here. And now, since I'm trying to do the ombre, I want it to be closer to over here, less so in the middle. And now this one does have some thicker pieces, which didn't really come out when I poured it on, so I'm going to use my dotting tool for that again. So I'm going to take my dotting tool and just kind of pick up some of these bigger pieces here. Then I might use my brush to move some more glitter pieces around. coming from the corner, I gotta sort of be mindful of the shape I'm using here. Like I said, no matter what you're doing, at least I find it's easier if you top coat whatever your base color is first. That way you just don't mess that up when you're trying to do these techniques. I'm just grabbing some of the more medium glitter pieces here. This one a little more variety. And same thing, once I'm done with this one, I will do my gel base and top, and then that's it. Alright, I think that's pretty good for that one. So once I'm done with curing this, I'll come back and show you the finished product. Alright, so here's the last one, and this is the corner ombre. So you can just see how it's more concentrated in the corner, and then sort of fans out, and then gets thinner as it gets towards the edge of the swatch in the bottom. So yeah, that's the last one. So I'll grab the other ones for you and kind of show you a side by side of all the different ones. Alright, so here you can see all the different designs that I did. And the first one was just the thicker crescent moon type shape. And the second one here was more of that thinner line around the edge. And then this one is more of the swirl pattern. And then this is a vertical ombre. And then this was the ombre from the top corner. And so just as a reminder, that in case anyone's wondering, the colors that I used for this was Olive from Pampered Pretties. And then the other color is from Sun and Moon Dips, and that one is Galactic Princess. So yeah, those are the designs I did today, and if you want to see any other ones, let me know. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I'll also share at the end of this video some manicures I've done with these different designs, because I have done some with these designs as well, just to get an idea of what they look like more in a manicure too. Alright, well thank you.